Hello amigos, como están? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam6 and today we're going to be talking all about Chivas and the various different Chivas transfer rumours that are swirling around right now. So let's just get straight into it. The big one, Chicharito. A few days ago, 4 days ago now, the news broke that Chicharito had said yes to Chivas. So obviously he left LA Galaxy. He was a free agent. Everyone knew that he was going to be looking for a new club. Everyone knew that it's not just going to be Chivas for him. There's going to be even some European clubs as well as MLS and other Liga MX clubs. So probably got a lot of offers on the table for him. But yeah, somehow someone got wind. I'm not quite sure how it broke exactly, but somebody came out and said that he said yes to Chivas. And obviously, everyone knew by that point that Chivas had to have been talking to him. And yeah, apparently he's agreed to go to Chivas. So that exploded all over the Twitter and internet verse about 4 days ago now, the end of last week. And yeah, that was a huge news. Obviously, Chivas got a little bit of a need for a new striker. I'll get into that in a minute, but it broke while I was asleep actually last night, early hours of this morning, that obviously he does streaming, and that's something that some people take the piss out of him for, but yeah, he was on a stream and he basically said, "Look, my priority is Chivas. There's nothing confirmed. He hasn't announced that he's coming to Chivas. It's a done deal or anything. He's just basically said, from what I can understand, my rudimentary Spanish, is that that's his priority. His priority is Chivas. He does have other offers on the table, and he wants to discuss that, think about that, and in terms of his family and whatever. So, yeah, he's just come out and said, look, my priority is Chivas. So now everyone knows that I think his plan A is his first option is to come back to Chivas. Now, it just depends on how much he wants as a wage. It depends on how much game time he's going to want to have because obviously we've got JJ Macias coming back as well. Don't forget, both of these guys are coming off of very, very long term injuries, especially JJ Macias. He's been out for God knows how long, like a year, at least a year now. But if we can keep the fit, if we keep them rotating, I think the mindset is that JJ is going to be the main striker, the starting striker. But having said that, Chicharito could be the starting striker as well. So we could have a sense of both of them playing, rotating with each other to obviously facilitate the need for them to kind of come back. More slower, more gradually. Obviously, any one of them without the other, I think, being thrown into the first team, be expected to play every single game, I think could risk reoccurring their injury. Especially JJ, he's got a bit of a history now of re-injuring himself. So, having Cheech there as a rotation, as a competition for JJ, I think it's a smart move. I think that's the best thing at having an injury-prone player or having a player that's just coming back from a very long injury like JJ. Have somebody else there that's going through the same thing, and then play one this game, play one that game. Rotate them both, and hopefully get best out of both of them eventually. But yeah, for me the biggest thing is obviously Chich's history with Chivas. Obviously, he's a Chivas youth product. He's arguably one of Chivas's most famous sons. With his parentage and his family lineage as well. But the fact of the matter is, he's played at the biggest clubs. He's played at Man United that were one of, if not the best, biggest club in the world. I can't be said for now, but I'm not going to get into that. But he was there in their heyday, and he won the Premier League with them. And then he went and played for Real Madrid again, arguably the biggest club in the world. Back when they were the biggest club in the world, and when they had Ronaldo, and I think he's even played with Ozil. I don't think Ozil had moved to Arsenal by then. I could be wrong about that. I can't remember whether he played with Ozil, but yeah, like he's done it in the biggest clubs, and he's had the biggest career. For me, he's in the top three best best Mexicans ever to play the game, and yeah, having that kind of experience and leadership in the dressing room is going to be valuable, especially in regards to the disciplinary issues and all the other background stuff that's happened over the last tournament. It's nice. It'd be nice to have somebody coming in with the leadership and experience to take these boys around the arm, or, and say, put an arm around them and say, look, this is what you should be doing. This is what you shouldn't be doing, and hopefully that kind of spreads out in the dressing room, and Chivas can start being a little bit more um, professional again. Um, you know, the first season with Pauno was really good in my opinion. It was probably the best season of Chivas since Almeida left. But last tournament, it was sloppy. Lots of background stuff. I think that contributed to Pauno wouldn't leave, if I'm not mistaken. That's my opinion. But yeah, it'd be nice to have him in the locker room. It'd be nice to have him play for Chivas for a year or two. I think the rumor is that we're going to offer him a year's contract with an optional another year. Again, he is looking at the end of his career now. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one, and I think it could get done this week. If Chivas are able to agree a fee, a wage with him, and bonuses and all that other stuff, and fend off other offers from other clubs, then maybe by this time next week he'll be a Chivas player. So we'll wait and see. But I'm all for it. There's some people that just don't want it. That a couple of American fans laughing because we got injury-prone players coming in, blah blah blah. Mate, American fans. Obviously, American fans are different because they have a natural distaste for Chivas players, ex-Chivas players. But for me, Chicharito, when he's fit, and he looks like he's almost fit now. His training videos, montages, or whatever. I think he walks into pretty much any club in Liga MX, in my opinion. If he can, and for me, it's not so much. I think the Mexican media is going to make a big deal out of how many goals he scores and blah blah blah. For me, that's not the biggest thing about being teaching. I think it's the locker room stuff. It's the leadership stuff. It's players like Padilla, Beltran. Looking up to this player who's been at the very pinnacle of the game. And then, like I said, top 3 best Mexican players ever. And, he's still Mexico's leading goal scorer as well. That doesn't look like it's going to be broken anytime soon. So, yeah, I'm all for it. And we just have to wait and see on this one. I hope it happens. And, yeah, let me know what you think about Cheese coming to the Chivas. I think it's a brilliant move for all parties. It's a free transfer, so we can pay him a little bit more wage. He's the son of Guadalajara. He's the son of Chivas. It would just be, I wouldn't say magical, I guess, poetic, bringing him back. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's not confirmed yet, and I think it's probably not going to be confirmed for a few more days. So, yeah, we have to put a pen in this one, and hopefully, a pin in this one, should I say, and hopefully we can come back to it. I'll try to do a video. If it gets done before the end of this week, then over the weekend I'll try and do a video on that, because I'm going to want to react to that. Okay guys, so moving on to, I would say, the more controversial move of this whole transfer window, and that is that apparently it's a done deal now. I don't think it is yet, but I've heard rumours that I think it's going to be like a $4 million move, but it looks like Chivas have signed Cade Cowell from the MLS, which, everyone's got an opinion on MLS, whether it's good or bad. For me, it's controversial because obviously he's a US men's national team player, and as far as I know, that's the team he's chosen. That's the team he's tied to. I think he can still do the one-time switch to Mexico, but I don't think he will. And for all intents and purposes, Chivas have signed, in my knowledge, their first ever USA player. Obviously, we've signed players that have been born in the US, raised in the US, but have Mexico as their football nationality. Players like Brazuela, comes to mind, and that's not been so bad because obviously the Mexican nationality. Now, having said that, Cade was just gotten his Mexican nationality. Whether that was a condition of Chivas signing him, it's probably likely, but maybe not. He's eligible for Mexico as well as US. That's widely known. the fan bases have been arguing with each other about him and his brother for a while about that, because obviously he can play. He's a dual nat and he can play for both. Um, it looks like he's chosen USA and he's gonna be a USA player. Well, there's a rumor now. It's not a rumor. It's been announced. I think that Amauri has tried to adjust the traditions of the club by um, allowing players that have Mexican ancestry still play for other national teams. We've got a player that plays for Peru, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a little bit of a new adjustment. The thing for me is the fact that he's a USA player. If he was another nationality, maybe it wouldn't be so much of a big deal. But the fact that for me, I'm not really that bothered about nationality in terms of, I hate USA players. I don't hate USA players. It's For me, it's just it's one of the core things that I personally got connected to with Chivas is that it's Mexicans. It's Mexican players playing for a Mexican club in Mexico. Um, so yeah, it's a little bit lenient. Obviously, Chivas had to make an adjustment. The just Mexico players rule. I mean, it's a detriment in the sense that it limits your player pool. It limits the amount of players you can sign. It limits the amount of good players you can sign. Plus the fact that other Liga MX clubs just jack up the price. If Pachuca or Tigres or America even, probably wouldn't buy any American players, but if they found out Chivas wanted one of their players, it's like, okay, cool, let's add 5 million to the asking price. Chivas aren't the richest club in the world. I mean, I don't think they're the poorest. I don't think they're as poor as people keep making them out to be. But they're not the richest. It's not like a Tigres or even a Monterrey where you've got a way more amount of money. So Chivas can't do that. They can't do that kind of strategy anymore. So I think it's a necessary adjustment now to okay, as long as you've got Mexican ancestry, if you play for another national team, we'll let that slide as long as you've got Mexican nationality or citizenship or ancestry or whatever. So I'm not quite sure if that adjustment means that they have to have Mexican nationality, i.e., become a dual nat. But I think Mexican ancestry is the gist of it, and Cowell has that. His brother has that too. So, yeah, I mean, it's controversial in the sense that some diehard Chivas fans, I think, will not agree with it. But at the same time, I think you have to be realistic now. Like Chivas had to do something to kind of widen the player pool and not be so reliant on buying Mexican players from Mexico. And the MLS is creating some really good dual nats. There's a load of dual nationals, USA, Mexico players now. You think of Julian Araujo. There's loads. There's a few now actually. There's a few. Some will choose USA, some will choose Mexico, but yeah, for me it's not too bad. The problem for me would be is that I don't watch Cowell, like I've barely watched him play, but my opinion is that he's a left winger, and that for me that puts Padilla at a little bit of a risk. Obviously, you don't spend money on a left winger just to watch a 17-year-old play instead of him. So I think apparently he can play out on the right, but it looks like Cal's going to be on the left, Piojo's going to be on the right, and obviously Cheech or JJ up front. I would say maybe Pocho goes in number 10, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that's the front three, And I'm a bit worried about Padilla. I think Padilla, he didn't get as much game time as in the last tournament that I thought he was going to get. Pauno kind of started to steer away with that, even to the point of starting Vega. He started Vega in a couple of games, and we'll talk about him in a minute. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'll just worry about Padilla now. Whether we're going to keep both of them or rotate both of them. But for me, Cowell, if we buy Cowell, I think he has to start. And his best position is left winger. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. And then obviously the signing that we have made right now is Jose Castillo from Pachuca. Obviously he's a right back. Really young, I think he's 22. So yeah, pretty cool. Obviously we need competition with Mozo. Um, our defense is super old now, like our centre backs as well. For me, I'd get a centre back or two as well, but we'll have to wait and see if that happens. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy with Jose Castillo. I think he's going to get game time. I think he's going to be rotated with Mozo for throughout the season. And he seems like a really good player. He seems like a really good youngster who's obviously still got growing and improving to do. So yeah, why not do that at Chivas? He seems quite happy being at Chivas as well. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with him. And yeah, if we can get Cowell and Chicharito over the line as well, our attack starts to look dramatically different than it did last season. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish this episode by obviously talking about Vega. Um, Vega's got it's such a complicated story now. Obviously, there was a rumor that he was going to go to Cruz Azul, and apparently that was a done deal, and he just needed to agree with it, and he didn't. And then there's I think it's Galatasaray from the Turkish league. They came in for him, and again, Chivas were okay with that, and he was the one that said, "No, I'm not going." So he's come out and said basically that I want to stay and fulfill my contract, and stay for as long as possible and leave on the free if I have to. Which hurts Chivas, obviously. Chivas spent a fair bit of money on him way back when. I think it was like 5 years ago now. But yeah, I mean, some people, I want to believe that he just loves Chivas and wants to give it another go, wants to repair his relationship with the fans, and wants to become a starter again. And if not, then he'll live on the free. It will make it easier for him to get a European move if he wants that. But the other side of the argument is what a lot of people think is that, well, he's not going to get as much money at Cruz Azul. He's not going to get as much money at Galatasaray. So he just wants to keep the bank coming in and just to earn what he's been earning on his newish contract. Until for as long as possible. And people think, well, he just wants the money. He just wants the extra money. Obviously, that probably is a factor. I mean, you know, no one's gonna want to go. Oh, you know what? I'll just take the pay cut. Like, eventually, eventually you'll have to, but at the same time, you're not going to volunteer to do that sooner than you want to. But at the same time, I would like to think that he's sat at home going, you know what, I just want to play for Chivas again. I want to score some goals. I want to repair my relationship. And look, he didn't get his toxic at Arsenal with Xhaka, but though it was bad with Xhaka at Arsenal for a while. People thought that his career at Arsenal was done, that he was going to leave, and he was almost at the door. But he was persuaded to stay, to be fair. But that was repaired. I think, if Arsenal and Shaka's relationship can be repaired, then any player and any club relationship can be repaired too. But anyway, it looks like now that Chivas have basically just frozen him out. They haven't paid his contract out like Arsenal did with Aubameyang, but they basically the rumor is that they're not going to play him anymore. He's going to be training with the youth teams. He's not going to be playing at all. He's just going to be put in a room somewhere and just wait out the rest of his contract. I don't know. I thought that was going to happen with Pauno, to be honest, and Pauno ended up starting, playing him more. So I'm a bit surprised. I thought Gago would come in and like want to play with him. The rumor is as well, like I say, this all rumors, none of this confirmed. The rumor is that Gago was up for at least giving Vega a chance. But apparently this is all Hierro and Amaury. Apparently they're just pissed off with him because they lined up other moves for him, especially Hero. That's his job. He's the wheeler and dealer. He's the one that sets these transfers up and whatever. And he's done it twice now, and only for Vega to go, you know what, nah, I'm good. So I can understand Hero being annoyed. I can understand Amaury being annoyed in there as well because we're basically paying a player a big wage, knowing that we're probably not going to play him. So Super toxic. I think Vegas should have just left. He should have just taken a pay cut. If he did well at Cruz Azul, he probably would have been able to earn himself a new contract and get more money that way. Um, or he should have gone to Europe. If he had gone to Galatasaray, I think that would have earned the respect of a lot of fans. Because I think he could do well in Europe. I think he'd do pretty well in Europe. I think he'd do better than Linez anyway. Um, I don't think that's I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's a legit statement that you put Vega in Europe. I think he'd do better. I think he'd get consistent game time. I think he'd do quite well. But yeah, it's not a good look at the moment. It's all dirty and just trashy, and it's just disappointing. I really love Vega. I loved him at Chivas. I loved him before he was at Chivas. I was so happy when we signed him. It just hasn't worked out. He was given enough chance to be Chivas' main guy, and he just hasn't. Injury hasn't helped. He's been injured prone. I think he's had like 3 or 4 serious injuries since he's been at Chivas. Um, but anyway, like, I don't know what that situation is going to end with, but we'll have to wait and see. That there's obviously much more of the transfer window left to go. So yeah, at the moment that's all I got to say about that. I'll let you know if Cade gets announced. I'll let you know if Chicharito gets announced and if we're going to sign anyone else. I think we should go for some more defenders. I think our defence is quite old now. I wouldn't mind a new left back. I mean, there were rumours of Arteaga. That's kind of died down now. Apparently, he's going to go to Monterrey, which means that apparently the much more likely option is that we'll end up getting Gallardo. And for me, that's an interesting one. Obviously, people, don't rate Gallardo. I don't rate him at El Tri. I don't think he should be Mexico's left back. But, hell yeah, man. He's an established, experienced Liga MX's left back. I think he's an upgrade. I think he is an upgrade of Chicharito. And, yeah, I'll have him at Chivas in the heartbeat. If it was him and no one else, obviously, I would rather Arteaga. Everyone would rather Arteaga than Gallardo, but yeah, if Arteaga's heart set on going back to Mexico, then hell yeah, I'd have Arteaga. But it looks like Monterrey can pay him more, and it'll be amazing to see Arteaga play in the Chivas jersey. But I think it will end up getting Gallardo. I think they'll get Arteaga, and yeah, I think that's a good deal for Chivas. We are extremely light on left back now. With Chicharito leaving to America, which I'm not going to talk about because it's just too annoying. I kind of hope Chicharito would stay at Chivas. I kind of hope that out of him and Vega, he'd be the one that would be able to repair his relationship with Chivas, but obviously that didn't happen. And the fact that he's gone to America, obviously, apparently it was either them or Tigres, and I'm just like, either of those teams are just trash to me, so it is what it is. I think they have other left backs, so I don't know how much game time he's going to get with them, but it is what it is. And yes, we're light at left back, so I'll have Gallardo. But let me know what you think about all these transfer rumours, good and the bad. Let me know if there's any other players that you think we should get. Luis Puente going to Pachuca is a bit of a sad one for me. I was hoping they would keep him, or at least loan him out. If he'd been a loan, with maybe an option to buy, then I would have been a bit more happy about it. But I feel like Puente is going to be a player that we're going to end up buying back anyway for like 15 million or whatever stupid amount. Granted for him, it's a good move for him. Obviously, his first senior team. Should be Pachuca. Pachuca been known to make really good players, and this, establish new players, young players. So hopefully he gets a good run with them and he starts continuing his career with them. But yeah, I would have had him at Chivas. I would have had him swimming around, in the first team with Chicharito and JJ. But maybe once Cheech retires, maybe then we go back in for Puente and buy him back. But maybe if we've got a buyback option, if we've got first options on him, if we've got some kind of clause that makes it easier for us to buy him back, then okay, cool. We'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, we're following him at Pachuco. I really rate this kid. he's done brilliantly with all the Chivas' youth teams, and he deserves to step up into a senior team. So, and Pachuca's a decent team to play for, to be fair. So for a young player, so we'll have to wait and see on him. I'm gonna keep an eye on him, and hopefully he does well. So yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments about all these things, especially Vega. I'm pretty sure a lot of people got a lot to say about Vega. So yeah, take it easy, guys, and I'll probably be back on the weekend. Like I said, hopefully there'll be some confirmed transfers by then. We can talk about that in more detail. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Have a good week, and I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.